Yo, what's good, people? What it do? It's your boy Kevin Wright, aka Kev on Mission, coming to you this particular episode because I need to drop some news. And the news is this: on Saturday night at 11 o'clock, Greg Boros, one of our staff teammates, transitioned from here to eternity with Jesus. And it's obviously really a crazy time because we've been walking through this pandemic season. We've been walking through a lot of things, and in the result, of course, we have his wife Elise and their 6 year old son. Those are the primary ones who are going to be feeling so much of this. And then Greg had brothers, and there's us as a staff team, and there's also a student community that he was a part of as far as being a part of this community. So the hits are real, and it's still obviously fresh. So a lot of us are still walking through the reality like, oh snap, Greg's not here. And I want to really quickly let you know a little bit about him from my vantage point as somebody who serves on the Mason Crew staff team. So here's the dealio. Let's go back to fall of 2010 when it had been a few months. I had just gotten to the crew community, and I remember sitting in the crew meeting where Rebecca Rail was speaking. It was right before Thanksgiving, and there was an announcement made that there was this guy, his name was Greg Boros, and he was having heart surgery because he had a heart transplant. And everybody had spoken really high of him, and I was like, oh snap, wild. Like, that's just crazy. Now, so that was November of 2010, Thanksgiving Day. So now fast forward a little bit, right, to fall of 2011. Greg has since recovered from surgery. I'm diving headfirst into my first, like, okay, I'm going to be around from the beginning to the end of this year. And insert Greg Boros and his wife Elise, and at the time Paul wasn't born yet. So I had a chance to walk up to him. I said, hey, Greg, I know you don't know me. My name is Kevin, and I've heard quite a bit about you during your time being here on this, a part of this community. And he was very warm, and he was very kind, and he was very genuine, saying, Kevin, it's nice to meet you, and thank you for coming to say hi, get to know. So over the course of that year, I had a chance to see his passion for the word, his passion for teaching, his passion for people as he would teach. And he had a huge heart for like the Hebrew and Greek, and he had a heart for history, like all that came with him. So it was cool that first year. Then the next year, same thing as so that first year we did a series on Luke. So 2011, 2012, we did a series on Luke. And then 2012, 2013, I remember we went through a series on Romans. And again, getting to see Greg's heart for teaching and heart for people. And of course, during this time, we would get to catch up on occasion, things of that nature. And so now, end of the 2013 year, Greg actually had a chance to go back to his alma mater, which was Penn State, and stand in for the team lead who had transitioned out. So that was 2013. So he was gone for a little bit. And I remember at my very first winter conference that I got to go to, all of it was called Radiate at the time. I went to that winter conference, and he was there with Elise because he had a session. I remember saying, I'm going to sit in on the session because I haven't seen him in a while. And I'm in there screaming, saying, preach. And these were things he always would appreciate when he was here as a part of our staff team at that time. And it was fun. He'd always say things to me like, Kevin, you need to come and teach our white kids how to do this stuff. And he would always encourage me, being expressive and passionate for the word and for teaching. So it was always cool. It was fun. And getting to see him at the conference and finding out that him and Elise had a son, Paul, and it was cool to be able to see them. And even at that point, he mentioned some things health related because of the fact that he had a heart transplant and just some different things were going on. So he did mention some things even at that point in time that was like, okay. And then that was late 2015, so heading into 2016. So then later in the fall of 2016, we find out, hey y'all, Greg's coming back to our team. So fall of 2016, Greg moves back here. In spring of 2017, Greg is back here in full swing, and it was cool. And also, the other really cool thing was, like, him and this other gentleman named Addison Frank, both of them were from Penn State alumni. They both knew each other. So two of them actually had like some really important roles as far as your boy actually even being able to interact and take part of being part of the staff team. The role I have now definitely was encouraged by the both of them in various ways. So during that 2017 spring year, especially, being able to hang out with Greg and being able to hang out with Addison, being able to hang out. I remember a couple times they'd let me do some fun ideas. Like, I interviewed him and I got to really talk with him, and it was fun. He actually encouraged me a lot in that, saying you're good at doing interviews and stuff. And I remember at that point too, as he was being grafted back into roles on the staff team, part of that also involved the speaking schedule, like those who would be speaking at crew and those who would be sharing. And he was also a very huge proponent of encouraging me to use my voice. Like, he would make sure when it was, when he had this rotation, he'd be like, okay, I need to make sure I put Kevin on there. It would be time for series, and he would say, hey, we need to make sure Kevin gets on here. So it was cool, even in that part, getting to know him and serve alongside him. And that gave us opportunities to be able to sit down and talk with one another. That gave me a chance to hear his heart on various times. And I was even thinking earlier today, I remember fall of 2019, it was the day of prayer, October 1st. And so we ended up having our staff meeting October 2nd. And I remember sitting in our staff meeting that day, and he's like, Kevin, I got this series on justice. Would you mind taking it? So if you've ever watched my video, Where Do We Go From Here? And you would know that the reason I had been given that particular slot was because Greg was like, I need some help in this series, and I'm going to need some people to take it. It was myself. At the time, she was Emma Beitzel. Now she's Emma Cox. And I'm not for sure if anybody else jumped in that rotation, but I know the two of us had a chance to hop in that rotation. So that's just an example. And again, like I said, having a chance to get to know him, having a chance to get to know Elise, and having a chance to even have dinner with them. Summer of 2018, we got to hang out and have dinner. I got to hang out with their apartment and have dinner. A really cool time. So there's always been genuine, honest, real dialogue between us. And that's just a little bit of who he is. I could probably tell you a lot more, but that's who he is. That's who he was. And he had a heart for people. He had a heart to champion people. So now that you know a little bit from me on my end, I want to talk to you specifically about some things that you can do to help this family out. First thing you can do, and I can even make it available in the comment section of this feed, is his brothers, Nate and Tim Boros, have put together a homegoing and arrangement type funeral arrangement fund, because obviously funerals and life and other things are very expensive. So they've put together a fundraiser to help with those costs. I can put that link in these comments and you can take a look at that, and please consider donating. Also, it has been confirmed by both of our team leads that Greg's wife Elise is going to continue serving on staff with crew. That's huge. Her and Paul will definitely need some financial support. I can also provide you with that support link in the comments, because that's crazy to even realize that it's not even been a week and the determination has already been put that she's going to continue serving with crew. She's going to continue being our teammate. And so that's just really wild to see what the Lord's going to do with that while she continues to serve. So please, if you anything will help support during this time. So that's what I'm here to talk to y'all about this particular time. I've got some really fun and some dope stuff coming down the line as far as the channel goes. But I really wanted to prioritize this situation because it's fresh and it's new. And hey, we got to come alongside our family. When our family, this is a really real deal. So, all right, y'all. Thanks for listening. Again, I'll provide the links where you can lend your monetary support in this comment section. So please help our family out. All right, love you guys. Also, as always, you can email at kevonmission2.0@gmail.com. Hit me up on there if you have further questions, like what can I do? Maybe you want to get a personal copy of the link. However, hit me at kevonmission2.0@gmail.com and I can show you some stuff. All right, love you guys. Peace.